There's a lot of topics that we cover about recruiting in Mexico or Latin America. Our main focus as a company at Ventus is really focusing on recruitment in Mexico. Although we do recruitment throughout Latin America, a lot of the population, a lot of the talent level exists here in Mexico. So we have a lot of companies that contact us about hiring, best strategies, what are the salaries. There's a lot of topics that we cover. One of the topics that we've never really talked about it is super important about hiring in Mexico are what are the legal benefits? If I come to Mexico, if I'm somebody that's outside the country and wants to hire within Mexico, what am I legally obligated to put my employees under? What benefits do I need to offer? How can I be 100% compliant with bringing people on in Mexico under a Mexico entity or through an EOR? Well, to answer this question, I'm going to break it down pretty simply and just kind of give you some of the basic fundamental legal benefits they're obligated to as employees in Mexico. And then I'm going to talk about some of the supplemental or optional benefits that companies do offer in order to make them more competitive in the workforce. So the number one kind of legal obligation you need to make if you're bringing employees on in Mexico is actually what they call healthcare benefits, or what they call EAMS. EAMS is IMSS, basically an acronym. It's an entity in Mexico that provides them Social Security and it provides them healthcare benefits. In addition to that, you're obligated to pay what they call prima vacacional, which is additional pay for going on vacation. So they get like a certain percentage for their vacation days. For going on vacation, they're going to get supplemental payment for that. A big one is called aguinaldo. Aguinaldo is essentially a Christmas bonus. By law, you're supposed to pay 15 days of a Christmas bonus, or equivalent to 15 days that goes to them at the end of the year. It's usually the first or second pay period in the month of December. And everybody as a Mexican employee will get that if you are going to be completely 100% compliant with Mexican labor laws. Now, those are the fundamental ones, like I talked about: EAMS, aguinaldo, and prima vacacional. Those are the Spanish versions of it. So I'm just trying to kind of help you simplify it if you're abroad and don't understand what those terms are. Now, some of the optional ones, these are kind of supplemental benefits that a lot of companies offer just to help them make be a little more competitive in the market. Give some added value to some of the additional benefits, and just to make them an appealing company to want to be a part of. Now, this can get really big, and some of the higher end levels, like when you get into director level, if you get into executive level stuff, there's going to be a lot more substance to this. But just to give you some background, on top of the EAMS, a lot of companies will offer private medical insurance, because EAMS is kind of limited. EAMS is basically the government subsidized healthcare system where you go to a public hospital and you have to wait in line and you have to go through all kind of the government bureaucracy of getting an appointment. It's good for a lot of people and it functions well for a lot of Mexican employees. However, if you really want to kind of extend yourself and offer private medical insurance, it's called gastos médicos or gastos médicos mayores. I might have that confused, I might have that backwards. But just to give you some background, what this is kind of like a MetLife coverage, or it would be maybe a Seguros Monterrey or an AXA. There's a number of different private insurances available that companies will pay for that is supplemental to the EAMS insurance. And that's just one of them. Another one is, we talked about earlier about the aguinaldo. As you get into the higher level, or if somebody really wants to make themselves attractive, what they will do, rather than the 15-day obligation of paying a Christmas bonus, a lot of companies these days, especially on the director or executive or manager level, will pay a 30-day aguinaldo. So it's an equivalent to 30 days of vacation, or I'm sorry, of a Christmas bonus. So that's another one. Some of the other benefits you may see is now if they're working from home, you might want to give them a monthly stipend. Sometimes it goes as far as paying for some of the courses they're taking. Some of the sales jobs will have maybe a car Maybe they have another big one that I haven't mentioned, and it's kind of an optional insurance, is what they call a fondo de ahorro. And a fondo de ahorro is essentially a retirement account or a retirement savings account that goes towards a lot of Mexican employees. And a lot of people look for that. I'm dealing a lot of that with a few of our companies right now who, maybe are candidates or between companies. One of the companies offers a fondo de ahorro, other companies do not. So those, again, are some of the additional, I could go on and on about some of the benefits that, especially some of the optional benefits that are available. A lot of them are comparable to maybe the States or Canada or other parts of the world where they may offer, dental or vision or a lot other secure, insurances maybe. There is a life insurance as well that you could offer to that. But the fundamental, just going back to the fundamental legal benefits that you need to offer if you're going to hire employees in Mexico are, again, IMSS, 15-day aguinaldo, prima vacacional. Those are the fundamental kind of the benefits that Mexican employees do look for and will keep you 100% compliant here in Mexico.